Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Daily 8. I'm digital reporter Madeline Bursma filling in for Phil Panarski. Later on, we'll have everything you need to know as you head into the long weekend. But first, several headstones and statues were damaged at a Grand Rapids cemetery. Our crew saw around 15 to 20 graves that were damaged at Woodlawn Cemetery, with statues broken into pieces and headstones torn down. It is unknown when or how these graves were damaged. GRPD said it has no leads. If you know anything, you're encouraged to call police. Now on to politics. The presidential election is coming up fast, and a new poll released by Epic MRA this morning shows Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump locked into a tight race here in Michigan. The poll shows a statistical tie, with 47% saying they'd vote for Trump and 46% saying they'd vote for Harris. 7% say they are still undecided. In Michigan's Senate race, the poll found that 46% of voters say they're voting for Democrat Elissa Slotkin, and 42% said they're voting for Republican Mike Rogers. 12% are undecided in that race. The election is November 5. And same with that election, when you cast your ballot here in Michigan, you'll see Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s name. He suspended his presidential campaign last week and endorsed former President Donald Trump. But Michigan, along with Wisconsin, have declined to remove the former independent candidate from the ballot. Both states are key battleground states in the race to the White House. That decision could move the needle in a race with slim margins. And moving on to Kent County's housing crisis, housing advocates say it needs to add 35,000 housing units by 2027. One group, Housing Next, is working to address that crisis by finding creative solutions. This week, the group released more details on its corridor strategy. That strategy would develop commercial corridors that have empty lots but have the necessary infrastructure to support housing. The group found 4,000 acres of vacant or underdeveloped property across 36 corridors. It says developing just 10 or 15% of that would add the 35,000 housing units the county needs. You can check out more details about that strategy and how it will work in this article over on our website, woodtv.com. And of course, we're heading into the Labor Day weekend. If you're planning to hit the road to squeeze in some last-minute summer fun, just be aware you could be running into some traffic. Elena Cugino has everything you need to know as you prepare to travel.
You may see more cars on the road if you plan to travel to your Labor Day destination either today or into this weekend. Now, the busiest times to travel, according to AAA, are from 2 p.m. today to 7 p.m. tonight. And they expect that traffic to be up by 9% compared to the numbers last year. Now, they say that increase is because more people are deciding to travel shorter distance by car instead of longer distance by plane. They say one of those reasons is because kids could be back in school. And they just want to remind drivers to take their time, make sure they put down those distractions, and drive safely on the roads today and this weekend.
And thanks for that, Elena. Speaking of safety, the U.S. Coast Guard Grand Haven Station says it's expecting increased boating traffic. If your plans include heading out on the boat, keep these safety tips in mind. Children under 6 are legally required to wear a life jacket while on the boat, and a life jacket needs to be available for every single passenger. The Coast Guard encourages you to wear that life jacket at all times. You should also have safety gear like a first aid kit, and make sure you have enough fuel. Let someone know what your plan is as you head out, and of course it's also illegal to operate the boat while under the influence of alcohol. The Coast Guard says a fun day at the lake can quickly turn into an emergency. Make sure you're staying safe as you catch some sunshine. Speaking of, the weather should offer perfect beach weather this weekend. Storm Team 8 has the details.
Happy Friday, West Michigan. We are tracking some showers and thunderstorms continuing to slide into our region as we head throughout our Friday. It won't be a whole lot of rain for the time being, but as that cold front continues to approach from our west, we could see a few thunderstorms in the mix, some of which could be strong, but the overall threat is looking really low at this point. Temperatures today will still top off in the mid-80s. It will be a touch humid, and then tonight we'll dive down into those 60s, so a little bit of improvement there as well. Here's a look at that severe threat. We do have a marginal risk for really areas near and south of about I-96 and extending up towards the northeastern portion of the state. A few strong wind gusts and hail possible, but again, not looking very likely. A nice holiday weekend will cool down to the 70s by Labor Day. Lots of sunshine building into next week, with the only other rain chance developing on Thursday.
Thanks for that, Sarah. And if you haven't made plans for this weekend yet, we've got you covered with your weekend planner. Lots of fun events are happening all over West Michigan this weekend. At DeVos Place, you can catch panels, cosplaying, and gaming at the Grand Con Gaming Convention. Sneakerheads just stopped by the Goey Center Saturday for a chance to buy, sell, and trade pairs of shoes. And a foraging festival in Delton this weekend will teach you how to hunt for mushrooms and fungi. We've got the details on all of those events and more in this weekend planner over at woodtv.com. And before we go, yesterday marked the return of football frenzy as high school teams kick off the season. We've got the highlights of more than 20 games right now on our website. The fun continues tonight. Be sure to tune in to News 8 at 11 for everything high school football. But that wraps up the Daily 8 here on the Wood TV 8 Live Desk. Phil Prynerski will be back on Tuesday with more. For now, I'm Madeline Bursma, and I hope you have a fun and safe Labor Day weekend.